Welcome to Bulldog TV's coverage of the IHSA 2A Sectional, hosted by Mahomet-Seymour. After 2 days of hard wrestling, we now know the 4 wrestlers in each weight who will be competing in the IHSA state tournament next week. This afternoon, all we have to sort out is their placement on the sectional podium. Hello, everyone. I am Nick Morphew, a former Champaign Centennial and Mahomet assistant. And joining me today for the second week in a row is a man who is still on Mahomet's top 10 win list, and a former Bloomington and Mahomet assistant himself, Jason Johnston. Jason, another exciting week of wrestling.
Yeah, Nick, thanks for having me back. I guess that means it went well last week.
Yeah.
So you having me back, I appreciate that. Yeah, I love the excitement here. We got a nice crowd. You can feel the energy. At this point, everybody's already made it to state. It's just a matter of what kind of place you're going to get today and determine what kind of seating you might get at the tournament next week.
Yep. And, you know, Jason, I've seen just about every one of these 2A Southern sectionals since they split to 3 classes, and this sectional is sneaky good at sending talent to college rosters. Just some of the names who've wrestled in this sectional: Zane Richards, Le'Veon Mays, Tommy Gant, current Big Ten wrestlers Justin Cardani, Luke Luffman, Cam Caffey, and Hayden Kopass. And there have been numerous Division II and Division III wrestlers that have come out of this sectional. 2 of my favorites, All-American Archie Williams from Centennial and Division II National Champ Darren Wynn from Centennial. So we are going to see some of the best that Illinois has to offer colleges.
Yeah, a lot of tough programs here, a lot of programs with a lot of history. I mean, don't be fooled by the fact that this is Central and Southern Illinois. These are a lot of good programs. As we talked about last week, a lot of these programs have really successful kids club programs, and that feeds into the junior high and the high school. So that's why you're seeing a lot of these collegiate level type talents come through this sectional these days.
And we will have multiple exciting championship matches with top 5 ranked wrestlers, probably topped off. We have 2 1-versus-2 matches, one at 170 and one at 220. That should be great viewing. So the wrestlers are lined up for the face-off now. We will turn it over to Matt Hensley, the athletic director here at Mahomet-Seymour High School, to introduce our championship match and third-place match participants. And then Jason and I will join you after the face-off.
Civic Memorial, and his opponent from Decatur MacArthur, Logan Roberts. Wrestling for the championship at 113 pounds, a senior from Mattoon High School, Brady Foster. And his opponent is a senior from Normal West, Matt Bicknell. And wrestling for third place at 113 pounds, a senior from Rochester, Adam Gribbons. And his opponent, a sophomore from Urbana High School, Cordero Sims. Wrestling for the championship at 120 pounds, a sophomore from Triad, Colby Crouch. And his opponent from Bloomington High School, senior Carson Nishida. And wrestling for third place at 120 pounds, a freshman from Mahomet-Seymour High School, Camden Heinold. And his opponent from Normal West, Boylan Racy. Wrestling for the championship at 126 pounds, a sophomore from Mattoon, Corbin Bateman. And his opponent a freshman from Champaign Central, Ronald Baker. And wrestling for third place at 126 pounds, a junior from Normal West, Austin Johnson. And his opponent is a sophomore from Champaign Centennial, Trevor Schoonover. Now moving to your championship bout at 132 pounds. Wrestling for the championship, a junior from Mascouda High School, Santino Robinson. And his opponent, a senior from Civic Memorial, Joey Bichachi. And wrestling for third place at 132 pounds, from Chatham Glenwood, a sophomore, Joe Medina. And his opponent from Carbondale, a sophomore, Isaac Smith. And your championship bout at 138 pounds, a sophomore from Civic Memorial, Bryce Griffin. And his opponent, a senior from Triad, Chase Hall. And in your third place match at 138 pounds, a junior from Jacksonville, Colin Reef. And his opponent, a sophomore from Mahomet-Seymour, Talon Pollock. Your championship bout at 145 pounds features a junior from Glenwood, Aiden Bow. And his opponent from Mattoon is a senior, Kiefer Duncan. And in the third place match at 145 pounds features a senior from Bloomington, Jacob Barger, and his opponent from Civic Memorial, a senior, Ben Skaggs. And at 152 pounds in the championship bout, a senior from Marion, Nate Dampier. And his opponent is a junior from Carbondale, Brendan Bands. And in the third place match at 152 pounds, a senior from East St. Louis, Cody Powell. And his opponent from Mattoon is a sophomore, Aiden Blackburn. In your championship bout at 160 pounds, the senior from Highland High School, Ben Mitchell. And his opponent from Springfield Lamphere, a junior, Connor Jansen. And in your third place match at 160 pounds, a sophomore from Champaign Centennial, Kodiak Pruitt. And his opponent from Carbondale is a junior, Isaiah Duckworth. And at 170 pounds, your championship match features a junior from Civic Memorial, Abe. Boy, I'm going to mispronounce that one, Abe, so I apologize in advance, buddy. Wojo, the kid from Civic Memorial, tells me. Thank you. And his opponent from Mahomet-Seymour, Brennan Hauser. And your consolation third place match at 172 pounds. It's 170 pounds. Logan Will, a senior from Mascouda, and his opponent, Brandon Lloyd of Waterloo. Lloyd of Waterloo is a senior. 182-pound bout, your championship features a senior from Civic Memorial, Colton Carlisle, and his opponent from Triad, a senior, Jordan Klein. And your third place match at 182 pounds from Jacksonville, a junior, Luca Teese, and his opponent from Mount Vernon, a senior, Jared Schaefer. And your championship bout at 195 pounds from Mahomet-Seymour High School, a junior, Mateo Casillas, and his opponent from Bloomington is a senior, Anthony Curry. And in your third place match at 195 pounds, a senior from Mattoon High School, Aiden Spurgeon. And his opponent, a junior from Carbondale, Aiden Taylor. At 220 pounds, in the championship bout, a senior from Waterloo High School, Jordan Summers. And his opponent is a senior from Bloomington High School, Jack Welka. And in your third place match at 220, a junior from Mattoon, Leo Meyer. And his opponent is a sophomore from Champaign Centennial, Jack Barnhart. And moving now to the 285-pound weight class. Your championship bout features a junior from Chatham-Glenwood, Alex Hamrick. And his opponent from Springfield Southeast, a junior Robert Hall. And in your third place match at 285, a junior from Marion, Kanye Gunn. And his opponent from Civic Memorial, a junior Logan Cooper.
The Mahomet-Seymour High School Athletic Boosters are proud to continue their support of 20 sport programs that make up MSHS Bulldog Athletics. They thank you for your continued support, and go Bulldogs!
Hello everyone, welcome back to the IHSA 2A sectional here in Mahomet. We're about to get started with our finals matches, starting with 106. And as Jason mentioned, the wrestlers are still wrestling for something even though they've qualified for state. On the first place mat, they're wrestling for seeding and a spot in the bracket. So our champions here will be our champions' accomplishments this season. They get points for wins, they get points for past performance at state tournaments, and so they space out all the sectional champions, which I think is a good addition to the state tournament, spreading out those sectional champions so that you get the best possible matchups later in the tournament. And everyone else on the third place match, if they get third, that means they will wrestle a second placer from another sectional. So they're trying not to feed into one of those sectional champions. On our first place match, we have sophomore Andrew Davis from Glenwood at 12-0 and Caden Hatton, a junior from Mahomet, at 42-4.
It's a nice duck under to start off the match.
In this match, we have Davis as ranked number 1, Hatton number 4. So this will be a good measuring stick match for our Bulldog wrestler. Over on the third place match, we've already got someone on their back. That is Bradley Ruckman from Civic Memorial against Logan Roberts from Decatur MacArthur. And there's a fall for the Civic Memorial wrestler in the third place match of the first period. Hatton in on a shot here against Davis from Glenwood. Trying to secure that near leg. Can't quite do it.
Good action so far.
1:16 left in the first period of the championship match.
Nick, these guys are built very similar, aren't they? Kind of lanky. You're going to see a lot of low attacks, I think. There's another one.
Hatton drives Davis off the mat. It'll be interesting to see in this postseason how quickly the refs call stalling. If Hatton drives Davis off again, I wonder if we'll see these quick stallings in these championship matches. Oh, good.
Nice ankle pick. Yeah. It's like I was saying, these guys have some length. They're able to take these outside shots, these ankle picks. Good motion on the bottom from Hatton. Didn't quite get the escape, went out of bounds, but
46 seconds left in the first period.
this is a big point here. He's got 46 seconds to get one.
Davis looks like he wants the legs in, or at the very least a crab ride. 28 seconds left in the championship match. Third place match ended in a fall.
Hatton needs to get some hand control here to get some space and try to get one. Right now, real tight right on the top position, looking for near fall.
Hatton doing a good job trying to peel the hands, keeping his knees underneath his shoulders.
He's got 5 seconds. Nice Granby roll. He's not going to get them. They do go out of bounds with 1 second left on the clock. Probably not going to be enough time for an escape here.
See Davis with that kinesio tape all across his back. He's only had 12 matches this year, so probably just started wrestling recently, I'm guessing.
So Davis is going to go bottom, try to extend his lead but with an escape here.
Hatton's pretty solid on top. He can get the legs in. He can run the Mills half. Hatton trying to get those legs in. Davis in good position, blocking the legs, getting hand control. Good bottom wrestling there from Davis. 1:40 left in the second period. Davis is up 5-1. Davis with the snap. Hatton trying to wrestle from underneath. Has good elbow control. Probably not much will happen here on the edge. Ooh, Davis trying to...
Davis might have a cradle locked up.
Oh, man.
There's no 2 yet, but I think he does have... No, he lost the grip.
Hatton trying to short carry, really pull on that elbow, trying to get Davis tipped on his hip.
Davis trying for kind of a knee pick there, didn't get it. And they're going to go out of bounds.
55 seconds left in the second period.
This is a big takedown for Hatton. He's got 55 seconds. He's down 4. And it's going to be his choice in the third.
Yep.
If he can get one takedown here, he's still in good position.
Hatton has been moving backwards here in this exchange. Davis trying to do a backside single finish, does a good job of planting his hand and circling around, trying to reach for Hatton's far ankle.
If Hatton can sneak, I was going to say if Hatton can sneak that leg in there, but Davis popped his head out.
7-1 with 27 seconds left in the second period. Wrestlers go out with 22 seconds left. Well, it's 7-1 on the scoreboard, but I think Hatton has been very competitive.
Yeah, I would like to see him get one here just to feel good going into that third period. Maybe that may help decide what he wants to do in the third period. If he wants to go back down or go on his feet. But he's not going to get it. So he may be looking to go back on his feet here to start the third. He hasn't had much success on the bottom.
Looks like Coach Ledden gave Hatton the choice. Hatton went down.
He chose down.
No back points for Davis in this match.
He likes that crab right situation. He's going to go right back to it on top here. Now he's got a leg in. He's going to work to half. He's a tough rider. He's just not giving Hatton any room to escape.
Yeah, Hatton's in a tough position here.
Yeah.
Davis is a little high.
He's a little high. But he's trying to get back under the elbows.
Once again, this is number 1 Davis from Glenwood against number 4 Hatton from Mahomet. I looked before, these wrestlers have not met this year. I know that these two teams dueled earlier in the season.
Yeah, but like you were saying with those 12 matches, Davis probably wasn't in the lineup at the time.
Stalemate with 1:06 left in the third period of the 1:06 championship bout.
Davis is doing a good job eating up clock in the riding position, though. Again, he goes right back to that crab ride.
Yeah,
staying under the arms. He feels very comfortable here.
Yeah, that was pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Hatton tried the switch, and Davis just followed into the crab ride.
Reminder to all sectional champions and head coaches of each sectional champion.
Time ticking off the clock, 44 seconds left in the third period. Hasn't been able to get much traction on bottom.
If you can stand up here and try to get hand control.
I think
no.
And the head coach need to report to Mr. Jones on the north end of the head table to complete that information.
Davis keeping a lot of pressure on the hands of Hatton here, and Hatton's just not able to get the back pressure he needs to escape.
15 seconds left, a stalling call on Davis.
He's not going to worry about that too much.
No.
He's up 6 with 16 seconds left. He just doesn't want to put himself in a bad position to get rolled to his back.
Ooh, that might have been Hatton's best move off the whistle, but Davis is able to keep him down. Looks like Andrew Davis from Glenwood will be our first champion of the afternoon.
So he stays undefeated.
It'll be interesting to see the criteria with only 12 matches and no state tournament last year. It'll be interesting to see what
kind of
his
seed he
seed.
gets.
Yeah. Hey, we will move on to our 113-pound match here. You know, it's an historic day here for the IHSA. There are 4 girls sectionals happening as we speak. There will be a girls state tournament for the first time ever. Pretty exciting day for women's wrestling.
Yeah, it's exciting. I was fortunate enough to wrestle with one of the pioneers of Illinois women's wrestling, Mary Kelly. Since Kids Club, I wrestled with Mary, and she's kind of a hero to a lot of young females in this state, and they really look up to her. She, like I said, was one of the pioneers. It's crazy to see how far it's come.
Yes, one of the fastest growing girls and women's sport in the country, wrestling. Here on the championship match, we have Brady Foster, a senior from Mattoon, ranked number 4. He's 33-1 on the year, gets a takedown in the first 20 seconds of this match. He's facing off against Matt Bicknell, a senior from Normal West, who is honorable mention in the IWCOA rankings. Bicknell is able to get the escape. It is 2-1 with 1:23 left in this first period. Over on the third place match, Cordero Sims, a sophomore from Urbana, is wrestling Adam Gribbins, a sophomore from Rochester. So after that quick takedown from Foster, now that they're back on their feet, both wrestlers have slowed the pace down a bit. Foster with a left side high crotch finishes it quickly. Nothing yet. Bicknell gave up on his shot defense. Foster gets a second takedown, now 4-1 with 37 seconds left in this first period.
Yeah, he did the smart thing. He went right to his belly there. He didn't want to get caught with giving up any near fall. Probably the smart thing to do. Give up the takedown and live to see another day.
Award winners at 106 pounds, please report to the awards podium located on the west end of the gymnasium. Award winners at 106, please report.
Foster looks like a physical wrestler.
Yeah, he's working that chicken wing on the left side. Seeing if he can get any back points here to end the first period. Don't think there's going to be enough time.
5 seconds left. And that's the end of the first period of our 113-pound championship match. Over in the third place match, Cordero Sims from Urbana is up 6-0. Bicknell will defer. Foster takes neutral. Foster with 2 takedowns in this match. Now trying to wrestle from distance. Bicknell with a low shot. Nice go behind. Quick go behind from Foster.
That's the second time he's done that. I think he might have to try to find a different takedown. That one's just not going to work.
You know, what I like from Foster there was the quick go behind. That's something that you just have to drill from muscle memory, so you can hit that when you're tired. You don't even have to think, you just react.
He's got a pretty tight half Nelson right here too. He's going to give up on it. Didn't quite get to the side. Nope.
Bicknell looks like he has some
Did he get
good
full Nelson? I think it was a full Nelson. It was.
You see that often when you get the half in the wrist, especially when their wrist is up there by their head. That can slip off.
So that made the match 6-2 with that penalty point. Nice spiral ride to break him down. He's probably going to be looking for that inside wrist again, maybe another half. Maybe trying another chicken wing.
What I like, what I'm seeing from Foster is he's always working on top, moving from one thing to another.
Yeah, he's physical. He's trying to punish you from the top position. He's not relaxing. Now he's going to run that chicken wing over, and he's going to get near fall, and he's going to be looking for a fall.
40 seconds. This is pretty tight. Oh, I think if the ref was in position a little bit sooner, it might have been a fall.
He still
Foster takes it over again. Oh, Bicknell kicks out.
He kicked out, but he's going to get 2 near fall on that first attempt. So they're back on their feet.
8-3 now in the second period, 22 seconds left.
I think Bicknell needs to try to find another takedown instead of those low singles. It's just not working. Needs to close the gap and try something different.
7 seconds left in the second period of the championship match. Doesn't look like anyone will attack. Bicknell's choice. Do you try top? That's the only.
He's going to go neutral.
Oh,
he's going to go bottom. I don't think he knows what he wants to do. We're going to go neutral. And Foster's being smart here, too. He's not going to take any silly chances. Another low single to a go behind. Yeah, it's his third takedown just like that.
Gets that wing again. Seems like we'll have a repeat of the second period here.
Yeah. He wants to try to get some near fall. He's not just going to settle with riding this period. I think he's looking for more points.
Look at the forward pressure.
He's running that chicken wing right. He's taking that shoulder right to his ear, and that hurts.
He'll get another 2. Extend his lead 12-3 with 1:12 left in the third period.
He's going to try to that chicken wing again. So I like his form here. He gets that chicken wing, and he's running that shoulder right to Bicknell's ear, and that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, he seems heavier than 113 pounds when he's on top.
Yeah.
A lot of forward pressure, a lot of downward pressure.
It's what you teach. It's what you want to see your team do. It's what you want to teach your young wrestlers out there.
We've got a close match on the third place mat. It is now 10-8 and make that 12-8 in favor of Sims from Urbana.
30 seconds left in the championship match. I don't think Foster has to worry about stalling at all. He's been working really hard on top.
Yeah.
I mean, Bicknell can't even get off his stomach here. It's just a tight ride and a lot of pressure.
Foster still working with less than 10 left. Good complete match from Brady Foster.
Yep.
He will be our sectional champion at 113.
And meanwhile,
Sims from Urbana is our third place finisher at 113. At 120 coming up, this 120 bracket might have been our best bracket of the tournament.
I think so.
You had number 1 Crouch from Triad, number 4 Nishida from Bloomington. They will meet in the championship match. Going for third is number 3 ranked Racy from Normal West. Racy actually beat Nishida last week. Racy came up against Crouch in the semifinals. That's why he's in the third place match. You know, if I was doing a fantasy wrestling pool, you know, I might take Frolin Racy from Normal West. He's really been impressive this past 2 weeks, and he is a third place sectional finisher that I would not want to be matched up with in the first round of the state tournament.
No, and you know, back when you and I were in school, Nick, they didn't see the state tournament. It was all the draws were predetermined, and I like the way they do it now. They try to space it out till you get your best matches later, and that's gonna be a tough. He's gonna be a tough first match for anybody.
Yep. So Colby Crouch, a sophomore at 30-0, number 1 ranked, is going to wrestle Carson Nishida, a senior from Bloomington, at 32-5. Lots of experience from Nishida. We saw Nishida and Racy wrestle last week. Nishida lost an overtime match to Racy. On our third place match, Racy will face one of our own, freshman Camden Heinold, state qualifier.
Yeah, he's had a heck of a tournament. It's
You know-
awesome to see a freshman in there at a tough weight class. It's only going to benefit him in the future,
Oh my God. Yeah,
regardless of how he does at state.
I didn't get to see him wrestle much this year, but I texted his dad, former Mahomet State champ and our great junior high coach, that he's got an X factor, and that he pulled it off this weekend.
I saw him wrestle at the Mahomet tournament a few weeks back, and he pinned a kid that had beat him earlier in the season. And he's tough, and he can hit a move at any time to put someone on his back.
Yes, very dangerous. So we have kind of an arm spin tussle here between Crouch and Nishida. Crouch is really likes hand fighting and hand control. He's been physical in that tie-up already.
There it is.
Yep.
Heavy on the head. He wants to control the tie-up position.
He clubs to that almost football grip on the head.
Yeah. It makes it difficult when your head's down that low to get any kind of offense. He's going to snap him down. He's in good position to do so. Let's see if he tries a knee pick or something here. Nishida's keying in on that elbow to make sure he doesn't spin behind.
I think if I were Nishida's coaches after this break, if we get a break, if Crouch doesn't score. Oh, man, good action here.
Yeah, good chain wrestling there.
But Crouch is able to end up on top. Get the legs in.
And he's going to be looking for something. He's going to break him down and looking for maybe an outside cradle.
Wow.
Got a little high there, and Nishida's going to try to
Nishida tried to
score
catch
from
the
there,
head.
but didn't quite get it.
I was going to say on neutral, if I were Nishida's coaches, I would say wrestle from distance.
Yeah, he might not want to go close in that tie-up position anymore.
Man, Crouch looks physical. Oh, but gets a little sloppy on top. Nishida
He
almost got a reversal.
He took a chance there at the end of the period to try to get some near fall. Didn't quite work out, but fortunately for him, the time ran out, and he was able to escape the period without any kind of escape.
Looks like the Bloomington coaches were just maybe checking to see if there was loss of control, maybe an escape at the end of that period.
I just don't think that there was time on the clock if there was an escape. Never hurts to ask, though.
Yeah. Red, Colby Crouch will take down. Once again, this is number 1 Crouch against number 4 Nishida.
So we're going to see kind of a scramble situation, but we're going to call potentially dangerous on the leg.
That was interesting. Off his first move, he tried to go to almost a leg pass situation, create a scramble off the whistle. Crouch definitely has a distinct style of wrestling.
He
wow.
does. He hits a move hard, doesn't he?
Yeah. Nishida tries a high crotch of his own. Oh, he gets in the crackdown position.
No two yet. He stays with the Wizard, so there's no two, no points.
Crouch.
He's going to that front 3/4 now.
Oh, I don't know how Crouch was able to get his hips out of that crackdown position, but he was. Man, he is cranking on the head. He is going for broke. Nishida might be able to catch him on his back. No.
When he hits a move, he hits it hard.
Oh, my
doesn't
gosh.
He? You're not going to catch him on a hip. He's just going to roll right through it. It's a strong boy. But Nishida's low. He can finish this. If he limps arm out of here, he can get 2.
1:09 left in the second period.
Let's see if he tries to limp arm. He's going to lift it. He's going to try a trip here. There's a trip.
Nishida trying to get a
He's on the edge of the
takedown.
mat. So they go out of bounds.
Nishida trying to get a takedown to get back in this match. Looks like Nishida might have an injury.
Maybe got punched in the throat a little bit. He's kind of grabbing his throat.
Well, Crouch grabs that head hard. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little chokeout action going in one of those positions.
That's some good wrestling on the feet, though, wasn't it? There was a lot of counter moves, a lot of chain wrestling. That's kind of what you see at the college level right there. I think you kind of see a strong wrestler who hits moves really hard versus more of a finesse wrestler. Nishida's kind of more finesse.
Very slick, yeah.
Yeah.
1 minute left in the second period after that injury timeout. Crouch is up 3-0 over Nishida. Nishida got in that tie-up position again. Maybe he has something from distance here. We've seen Nishida.
He's going more head-to-head in his tie-up position rather than being in a position where his head is down. Well, as soon as I say that, his head is down and Crouch goes heavy. But he's got that underhook. Let's see if he tries to lift or do some kind of pass-by with it.
Crouch definitely has the head position that he wants. Nishida can't.
If he wants to do something with that underhook, he's got to get a better head position here. He may just try to get out of that underhook altogether. He just doesn't have the position he needs.
15 seconds left in the second period. Equipment adjustment stoppage. 9 seconds left. We haven't seen Crouch really take a shot. He's been just heavy on the head, trying to work front headlock, go behind. Nishida takes neutral.
He hasn't taken a shot, but he hasn't been warned or anything like that. So he still has 2 minutes on his feet here. He's going to keep probably pushing forward. Nishida's working that Russian tie. He just can't quite get the head position he needs to score.
I wonder if Crouch wrestles a lot of Greco. It's just his positioning.
Yeah.
And his strength in the tie-up looks really good.
There's a trip. That was really nice.
Nishida probably wasn't expecting a counterattack
No, Nishida
like
had that 2-on-1 and unable to score as he got tripped.
Over on our third place mat, Racy from Normal West won third place via fall over Cam Heinold from Mahomet. There is about a minute left in this first place match at 120. Crouch in control.
He likes to elevate that leg with his inside leg rather than kind of sticking a boot in from the outside. But it's a tough ride. He's not really getting out to the side, though.
Yeah, Nishida's hip is trapped and pinned to the mat. You know, it's interesting if they'll call a stalemate or could top man be called for stalling?
That's kind of what I was thinking. He's not really getting out to the side to run anything, but he's keeping Nishida flat on his stomach too, as he's kind of working the wrist up top. I would like to see the ref start them over, though. It's only 25 seconds left in the match.
"17 seconds left. Looks like Colby Crouch will be our 120-pound champion. At 30-0, that's definitely a lot of seeding points. Both wrestlers are going to let the clock expire. That's a good weight class at 120 here.
Crouch is tough. That's a tough number 1 ranked wrestler right there. He's tough in all positions.
Nishida, a former runner-up himself. Man, I think that we could have 3 place winners from this sectional, maybe the top 3.
Yeah.
Award winners from
All right, 126 pounds coming up here. On the third place mat will be Trevor Schoonover, a sophomore from Champaign Centennial, against Austin Johnston, a junior from Normal West.
In third place,
On the first place match, we will have Ronald Baker, a freshman who's honorable mention in state from Champaign Central, against Bateman,
Mattoon High School, Brady Foster.
I believe from Normal West. Track wrestling isn't updated. Yep. Oh no, Mattoon, a sophomore at 32-4. So a freshman and sophomore. Actually, 3 underclassmen have made it to state at 126. Pretty impressive for the freshman Baker to be going for a championship. Two former Big 12 schools facing off here. As we talked about the girls sectional earlier, Isabel Leahy was eliminated from competition. Last year at the IWCOA state final, she placed 8th.
She's a sophomore?
Yes.
Sophomore?
So hopefully, but the only girl on our wrestling team, hopefully a few more start coming out.
Yeah.
So that you can complete the sectional champion state qualifier information sheet. Thank you.
Good chop snap down there from Bateman. So there are 3 wrestlers from our Mahomet Regional that have made it to state in this bracket. Nice slide by Bateman.
And they're all underclassmen, too.
Yep.
They'll be around for a while.
Man, Baker's able to stay alive on the edge of the mat. Bateman trying to finish to the double. Good lift and gets the takedown with 1:13 to go in this first period.
He had a nice bear hug there.
You know, with the changing of the hair rules, it's kind of nice to see kids with these long hairstyles. That would never happen back when we were wrestling.
No.
Baker trying to find a shot of his own now, but Bateman has a tight collar tie. Ooh, nice shot from Baker, and on the single, Bateman fighting with good hips, good cross face. Bateman trying to pancake on the edge.
Nice pancake. Is he going to get 2 out of this? They may go out of bounds, or he may get 2.
Man, that's got to be 2, I would think.
They're going to talk it over, I think.
He got Baker's shoulders exposed right at the end there, but they do not give him the takedown. I thought with that last push in Baker's shoulders.
I thought so too. Ref didn't see enough. That's one of those, if you're Mattoon's coaches, you saw 2, and if you're Central's coaches, you didn't see 2.
Another good slide by again from Bateman. This time he gets the takedown.
5 seconds left.
Man, that slide by is such an effective and easy takedown. You get someone really tight to you and they push in.
Yeah, I feel like that's a move that really wasn't around when we were in school. That's really taken off since we graduated.
Yeah.
It seems so simple.
Now, to be fair, that was 20 years ago.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, I started using it in college.
Yeah.
Wrestling Division III started using that. And there's a reversal by Bateman. It is now 6-1. You know, we see Mattoon's Kids Club around, and they definitely have some really good wrestlers at a young age.
They do. They're a tough team. They get a lot of kids, really talented, and you're seeing that at this high school level. They get guys to state. They have a tough team, and they get guys to place at state.
Mattoon has battled our Bulldogs back and forth for the past few years, not only for the Apollo Conference Championship, but both of these teams have represented the Apollo Conference at the teen dual state as well. I believe Mattoon got second in their regional, so they will not advance as a team. The Bulldogs face Civic Memorial on Tuesday the 22nd. That looks to be a great dual meet shaping up. Civic has 7 state qualifiers. Our Bulldogs have 5 state qualifiers.
Yeah, that's one you could probably go on paper and do it 100 different times and come up with 100 different scores on what that outcome could be.
Mm-hmm. Baker back to his feet. Once again, these wrestlers in that really tight tie-up. There's 30 seconds left in this second period. We have identical scores on the third place matches, also 6-2. Man, it doesn't seem like we've seen a lot of takedowns from shots.
No, it's a lot of counter-type spin behinds from the top position on shots. I think that's probably his second or third one just like that.
Yeah, and I meant even in all our matches today, it's been a lot of front headlock, counter wrestling, slide bys. Bateman has a healthy 8-2 lead to start this third period. Baker with good stand-up, fighting for hand control. Oh, Bateman smartly. Oh,
Let's go ahead and give him the one. He's got a pretty comfortable lead. He's been tough on his feet.
now we're seeing Bateman, try to wrestle from distance. Here's that slide by coming. Bateman's drooping that arm over the top. Just good hand fighting and inside position from Bateman. There's slide by attempt again.
Yeah, Baker was ready for it that time. He's seen it now 2 or 3 times this match, and he was ready for it. He was able to get a shot in off of it. He just needs
hook the ankle.
Yeah, if he can spin around and hook the ankle, he can get 2.
Bateman doing a good job of pinning Baker's hips back so he can't hook. Baker with that left foot trying to hook the bottom leg,
stalemate,
but can't do it before a stalemate is called.
It's probably a good call.
1:10 left in this third period. There's a shot from Baker, a nice outside sweep single.
Let's see if he's gonna try to pick up the ankle. He's gonna pick it up.
Oh,
nice.
Bateman rolls, does a backwards somersault out of a back trip. I don't know if that was on purpose or accidental.
But it worked.
and now
back
Bateman's
with another ankle pick of his own to a nice takedown.
Wow, that was some good action from those two.
Yeah, he's got heavy hips. He's a tough kid to take down. Baker got in on a couple deep shots. He just couldn't finish.
Last 30 seconds. This is the 126-pound championship match. Corbin Bateman, the sophomore from Mattoon, is up 10-3.
Nick, I know you've wrestled those guys with those just heavy hips, and when you take a shot, it feels like you're shooting into a brick wall.
Oh, my God. I shot in on a guy in college one time, and he gave me a hip pop, and it was a brick wall.
Those guys spend a lot of time doing cleans in the gym, right?
Yeah.
Big, heavy hips.
Bateman will just take a shot to run out the clock here. He will be our 126-pound champion.
Those two will see more of each other, I think, in the future. They're
Definitely.
a couple tough wrestlers.
All right, we have 4 weight classes in the books, and we're going to move on to 132 pounds, where we have number 2, Santino Robinson from Mascuda. He is a junior at 40-1. He will be facing off against Joey Bachoki from Civic Memorial. Honorable mention, but this was only a 2-1 match last week for the regional championship.
Yeah, we'll see if Bachoki, if he watched some film and is able to make some adjustments to try to win this rematch. Second time in a week.
20 pounds. In 4th place for Mahomet-Seymour High School, then Heinold.
In our third place match at 132, we will have Isaac Smith, a sophomore at only 7-2 from Carbondale, but a state qualifier, and John Ben Maduina, a sophomore from Chatham-Glenwood. Oh, here we see our first 2-piece uniform of the night, worn by the Civic Memorial wrestler. You know, Civic Memorial, I would say if I had to, just seeing them over the years, if I had to say what they're good at in general, they're usually very good top wrestlers. They're pinners. They get back points. So we'll see if that follows with Bachoki as well.
They've had a lot of success over the recent years, too. They've sent a lot of guys to college.
Yep.
Successful collegiate wrestlers.
They've had a couple state champs as well. Their names slip my mind, but a very solid program. I think that's the IKWF program. That they're the Bethalto Bulls, right?
Okay.
That's what feeds in. Here's
outside
Robinson in on a takedown.
Right outside of St. Louis there. They're a
Yep.
tough program.
Robinson got the takedown. Bachoki with a quick escape. 1:32 left in this first period. These wrestlers are very open. Lots of movement.
Mascuda, isn't that where Le'Veon Hayes went?
Yep.
Yeah, they got some tough athletes there, man.
Yep.
He was a national runner-up, I believe.
Yeah, from Missouri.
Missouri.
149.
Going off memory.
107 left in the first period. Do we have a... Is 132? Is the third place match over? I didn't even see, or do we have an injury default? Injury default. So Medina from Glenwood will be our third place finisher. 44 seconds left in the first period at 132.
So Nick, it's 2-1, and wasn't this the final score of the match last week then?
Yes, if my research was correct.
So we know there's going to have to be a little more scoring probably to win this final.
There's a shot from Bachoki. Good crossface and hips here from Robinson, trying to spin around with 17 seconds left. Chases around and gets the 2 points. 4-1 now, Robinson. Oh, leg pass, dive between the legs from Bachoki.
Situation. They got 5 seconds to see if he can get one here. Is the ref gonna see anything? There's one right there. He did get it. Yep, that was smart. Instead of trying to maybe get behind for a 2, he just said, "I'm gonna do a forward roll, get my space, and get one."
Bachoki in general, from the way he moves and from what we've seen there, he seems like an unorthodox,
yep,
scrambly type wrestler. And from his style of his mustache and afro as well. 4-2, Bachoki got a crucial point. Ooh, nice lift for a mat return. Bachoki in good control here. Keeps his hips close to Robinson.
I think Bachoki's trying to get a leg in, but Robinson's keeping his elbows in to prevent that from happening. Let's see if he can get the...
Ooh, almost a cradle attempt there from Bachoki. Robinson's able to spin around. I think he's going to get his escape.
Yep.
1:30 left in the second period.
So they're going to start back on their feet. Bachoki's down 3. A takedown would change this match, though. Let's see what kind of offense he has.
Robinson very confident, I think, in his shot defense and his reactions. He's pretty open with his hands.
Area 126.
54 seconds left. Robinson with another takedown in this period.
He's riding that tight waist. Yeah, he needs to try to work something, though. He can't just stay behind the hips, or ref's going to call that stalling. You can't just ride the tight waist. You got to try to get out to the side.
I've seen a lot of wrestlers like Robinson who are good on bottom, really good on their feet, and on top they just try to ride. We haven't seen a real turn yet from Robinson, although he may have slipped in the chicken wing.
Yeah, I think he's got a chicken wing. Let's see if he tries to get a turn. There's not a lot of time left on the clock, though. He's going to keep that chicken wing, ride that tight waist, and probably just ride out the clock.
And it will be Bachoki's choice.
So definitely a different, we didn't see last week's match between these two, but a definitely different dynamic, much higher scoring, probably more action.
It's interesting from week to week and match to match how scores can change. We're going to see a rematch of one of our regional finals with Casillas and Curry. which I think will be like the 5th time they've
I
met
wanna
this
say
year.
the 5th time.
And they've had all kinds of scores, 1-point matches, 5-point matches, 10-point matches. So it's pretty amazing how it can vary from match to match. 1:48 left in the third period. This is the 132-pound championship match.
So we're going to start on our feet to start off the third period. Bachoki's got to get some takedowns.
Some level changes from Robinson.
Robinson just doesn't stay on his knees, does he? He
Nope.
makes it very hard to score on. He takes a shot. If it's not a good shot, he gets right back up. He just doesn't stay on his knees.
Bachoki was able to tie up Robinson's arms off of one of his shots and go in on a shot of his own, but Robinson's able to spin around behind. Extends his lead 9-3 with 1:20 left in the third period.
For all the youngsters out there, that's why you train the spin drill in practice, just like that. That's how you get your takedown.
Once again, we see that good tight waist. Robinson staying out of danger.
He is right in the hips, though. I don't know if the referee's going to want to. Yep, there's the first stalling. Kind of thought that was coming. You can ride a tight waist, but you still have to get out to the side and try to do something. And he was just riding that waist, and the ref wanted to start him back over in the bottom and top position.
59 seconds left. Bachoki trying to roll, trying desperately to get out.
He's got that chicken wing again. But he's got to work it. Let's see what he wants to do here. If he's going to try that inside wrist, keep the tight waist. But if he's going to run that chicken wing, he's got to get out to the side to do something.
Yep.
Trying to suck back here.
Bachoki with some good movement here. Yeah, I think Robinson is very wary of getting an elbow caught and getting rolled to his back.
Because like we said, Bachoki's kind of unorthodox, and he might catch an elbow and do something funky, and next thing you know, you're on your back.
This is good from Robinson, jumping from side to side. Oh,
yeah, this is
and he
what
gets
we've
it
been
over.
talking about. He get out to the side, and he's going to get near fall, if not a fall here.
15 seconds left now in this match. Robinson is sealing the deal here. He will be the 132-pound champion, number 2 ranked, with only 1 loss on the year.
Much different match, it looks like, from last week.
From Mascuda, a junior with a record of 41-1, Santino Robinson.
It's a tough kid. Like we said, he doesn't put himself in bad position. It's hard to take down a guy who doesn't put himself in bad position.
Coming up at 132, we have a top 5 matchup. We have number 1, Bryce Griffin, a sophomore from Bethalto Civic Memorial, against number 4, Chase Hall from Troy Triad. I want to double check that I didn't write something down wrong. Number 1, Griffin has 5 losses. I wonder if those losses were out of state. No, not really. Only 1 loss out of state. So I wonder if they were up at another weight.
Champaign Centennial Trevor Schoonover. In third place from Normal West.
So a number 1 versus number 4 matchup. Last week in the regional championship, Griffin won 5-0 over Hall.
26 pounds from Mattoon High School, Corbin Bateman.
Man, a sophomore ranked number 1. Over on the third place match, it'll be Colin Reef, a junior from Jacksonville, facing Talon Pollock, a sophomore from Mahomet-Seymour. So, folks, this is just, I don't think this is a bold prediction. This championship match will be over long before the third place match. That's not because,
Tell us why, Nick.
That's not because Hall or Griffin is going to get a fall in the first period. It's because Talon Pollock is going to try and bleed all over the mat on the third place match.
Oh, he's going to win by default.
Oh, win by default. Never mind.
There you go.
Good. We save some nose plugs. As here's a quick takedown from Bryce Griffin, and he has the leg turked. Not quite turked, just has him split.
If he hooks that leg, he's going to get that bottom turk, and he's going to be in good position. Looks like he's starting to hook it now. If he can get that turk and elevate, he's going to be in good position. He's trying to run a half on that side before he does it, though.
I'm sure these two have met many times, not just in the regional championship match last week.
He lost the Turk.
Hall's able to get to his feet, but no loss of control.
No escape.
1:21 left in this first period. Hall, quad pods up, fighting for hand control. Griffin bumps him forward, has a nice collar ride here. Plenty of weight on Hall's hands. One thing we talked about in Kids Club this week, showing the spiral ride, get the weight on those hands.
Yeah, it's hard to get back pressure when someone's got all that weight on your hands.
Oh, Hall trying to roll through.
Oh.
I saw a swipe from the ref. 2-1 counts, no back points here for Griffin. Good ride here from Griffin. He's been pretty much in control. Hall's had a couple windows to try to get out, but Griffin has closed him down.
Hall's trying to work back up to a base. He's just not quite able to get all the way back up. Griffin's running that tight waist real hard.
Yeah.
Breaking those hips down, keeping them flat. It's frustrating as a bottom wrestler when you get up to your base and next thing you know you're right back on your belly. It's so hard to do, and it's very frustrating to go right back to your belly.
Yeah, I was not great on bottom compared to probably a lot of my peers. So I always needed the fresh start and just try to use quickness off the whistle. Oh, a hard crossface. And then Griffin shrugged Hall off. Griffin will get the point for the excessive crossface.
Yep. I don't think it was intentional. It just was a hard move and trying to break him down, and it happened. He's running that crossface again. He's just getting high with it, and if he pops his head out here, it's going to be a reversal.
Now, do you think Hall is a big cradler? You think that's why he's – because
he's riding high looking for that cradle almost with that crossface.
He needs to get the inside leg in to get the Merkle. He's keeping a hold of the head. Griffin's just going to drive Hall. Oh, he might pop his head and get the reversal.
It's at least lost control. There's one.
1:25 left in the second period. Ooh, man, Hall is clubbing hard.
That's going to be his second time.
Yep. So
that's the second time.
We've seen from Crouch, from Triad, being very physical in the tie-up. Now we've seen Hall. I mean, that might just be a hallmark of Triad, although there might be something between these two wrestlers. I'm sure they've seen a lot of each other.
They're both fighting hard for that inside position, aren't they?
Yeah, you see the foreheads rubbing against each other. These two are not afraid to mix it up. 53 seconds left, 5-0. Griffin from Bethalto. That was the score of last week's regional championship match.
Slide by.
No points yet.
Got to get him down to the mat. There it is.
Griffin adds another 2, extending his lead.
He's staying heavy on the hands here. Not allowing the back pressure to escape. Got a little high there. He's okay giving up a 1.
He thought Hall was going to go in for a shot. 5 seconds left. I think Hall will take down here. He will. Griffin will try to ride. Man, that tight waist.
He's just not allowing him to get built up to his base very easily. He's sticking with tight waist. He's kind of switching arms on that tight waist.
He will need to maybe get off to the side here.
I don't think he's been warned yet for anything, so he's Still sitting pretty up 6. Even if he gets worn, he's okay. He is kind of right in the hips. Now he works out front for a cross face. Still that tight waist. He's got his fingers all the way on almost to his back.
Yeah, that takes a lot out of you, a tight waist like that. You can't breathe. You can't expand your diaphragm as much as you want it.
No, he's got a leg in now. He's flattened him out. Yep. So we'll see what he wants to do here with it.
Minute left in the third period.
He's just going to keep arching and elevating, working the wrist, maybe try a half cross face of some sort up top at the head. But he's going to keep arching, and that's tough to get off from the bottom when you're in that position.
Number 1, Bryce Griffin, has been well in control of this match. Stalemate called, 43 seconds left in the third period. Hall able to get to his feet, can't get the hand control.
But look how heavy Griffin gets on those front hands as soon as he gets up in that tripod.
Oh, that was interesting. A little collar ride and then pulled him back over the leg.
Look at that tight waist.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost to his back.
You probably can't see it at home from your angle, but his hand wrapped all the way around Hall's waist. 15 seconds left. So sophomore Bryce Griffin, number 1 ranked, will win a sectional championship here at the 138-pound weight class. Man,
it's it's a tough sophomore. It's a strong sophomore.
Okay, 145 will be next. We have Adam Byall, a junior from Chatham Glenwood at 41-6, wrestling Kiefer Duncan, a senior at 38-2 from Mattoon. Over on our third place match will be Ben Skaggs, a senior from Bethalto Civic Memorial, against Jacob Barger, a senior from Bloomington. So if any Chatham Glenwood fans are listening out there, you are hosting the dual team sectional. If you are going to stream that and need an extra commentator, I am available on Tuesday, February 22nd. If you need a Mahomet perspective or someone to call the Mahomet match, I'd be happy to do that for you. So Glenwood, our second Glenwood wrestler we've seen in the championship match. Man, these look like long, lanky 145-pounders.
Yeah, I was not one of those.
Yeah.
That was not me. I wrestled guys like that, but that was not me.
All right, Duncan and Byall getting ready to square off here for the 145-pound championship. Ooh, nice low shot from Byall. Good scramble from Duncan to try and cut the corner. Duncan locked in the crotch, trying to just...
Scramble situation. Who's going to come out on top?
Oh, Duncan.
Comes out
so
on
what
top.
Duncan did there is he sat the corner hard, and he just wanted to disrupt the position and create chaos, and he ended up coming on top from doing that.
He did, and now he went right for that leg. He just lost it, but looks like he's going to not settle for just riding on top. He's looking for turns.
1:16 left in the first period. The senior from Mattoon.
Another tight waist here.
Duncan is number 6 ranked. Byall number 9 ranked in the IWCOA rankings.
Duncan riding tight. He's just not giving Byall any room to get up to his base. He's going to try to arch here, flatten him out. There it is. And that's so deflating when you're the bottom wrestler. You work so hard to get up to your base. And next thing you know, you're on your belly, and there's not a whole lot you can do. And he's got the double boots in now. I think he's got the double boots in. I can't see.
It might just be figure four, yeah. Oh, Mills half tries to take Byall backwards.
He didn't panic there. He ended up on his side or kind of on his back there, but didn't panic and ended up right back on top. And he was safe. Wrestling on the edge of the mat right there, he's safe. It's okay if he was in a little trouble. I don't think in that area of the mat that he was going to find himself in too much trouble.
2 seconds left in the first period. Collar and spiral ride from Duncan to end the period. Byall will defer. Duncan takes down.
Let's see if Byall can put something together on top here. We haven't seen him on top yet. But they're both kind of built the same. He may be a similar rider. He's looking for that, what we called a scarf kind of situation back in the day. But when you do that, you don't have enough pressure on the hips to keep him down necessarily. So Duncan's able to stand up and get his escape.
1:39 left in the second period. Duncan has a 3-0 lead. We've seen a shot from Byall that Duncan countered pretty hard. I think it was a head outside shot. Or no, it was that low. It was that low shot he just attempted again. Over on the third place mat, Barger from Bloomington gets the fall.
So he's got a double under here. Now it's just an underhook on the left side.
Yeah, just battling for position. We haven't seen the Mattoon wrestler take a shot yet.
Both wrestlers fighting for head position, fighting for inside ties, looking for underhooks, circling their opponents, just trying to see if they can create some kind of angle to take a good shot here. Almost an elbow pass. Again, goes to that underhook. Got the double unders. He feels pretty comfortable there. He hasn't been able to do much offense with it.
You think we might see a double unders to an inside trip?
Possibly.
When you've got the length, you can jack your opponent up. Oh. Looked like a high crotch attempt to the left side from Byall.
But an inside shot. I just don't know if there's going to be enough time to try to finish it.
So that was a similar shot to what Byall shot in the first period. Duncan threw the head so that Byall's head was on the outside and tried to sit to that corner once again.
Yeah, I think his coaches like that shot, so they put him at neutral here. Try to get another takedown rather than go down like he was most of the first period.
Duncan is so good at that defense, though. Even though that's Duncan's lead leg, I think you have to try and attack the other leg maybe.
Byall's just not able to get inside control here. He's just getting underhooked on both sides. It's really preventing him from taking any kind of shot.
Byall reaches for kind of an elbow shove single, can't get it.
He's trying to get low, trying to see if he can't get a shot.
A pick attempt. There's a stalling against Duncan.
I like what Byall's doing, though. He's just giving him different looks, just seeing what can open up and try to find some kind of angle for a shot. And there's
throw
a shot.
attempt by Duncan, and Byall gets in on a shot, but defended once again from Duncan.
Yeah, Duncan kept that whizzer tight to prevent any kind of takedown.
Byall trying to get in.
So you're seeing a different kind of, now they're both on their knees wrestling as opposed to standing up. I think Byall's just, again, trying to find some kind of offense.
It's hard to get past the head and hands of Duncan.
It is. He's trying. He's just not able to quite get to the legs on a shot. Now they're back on their feet doing the inside ties.
I bet you Duncan's going to try a slide by here. Nope. Level change from Duncan, but doesn't penetrate. 23 seconds left. Duncan can take another stalling call here.
He just had a nice kind of half shot. The referee will remember that. I don't think he'll get hit for stalling.
Oh, Byall just trying anything. Duncan stops him with an underhook. Byall with another shot. Duncan pretty safe here.
That's probably going to end the match right there.
Great positioning there all match from Kiefer Duncan, and he will be the 145-pound sectional champion.
Award winners of 138.
152, our first place match, will feature Brendan Bands, a junior from Carbondale, against Nate Dampier, a senior from Marion. Dampier is ranked number 5. Bands is honorable mention. Dampier only has 1 loss on the year, and last week they met in the regional championship, and Dampier got the pin over Bands. On the third place match, 152, is Cody Powell, a senior from East St. Louis, and Aiden Blackburn from Mattoon.
Now your award winners at 138 pounds.
Blackburn is a sophomore at 33 and 10.
Reed in third place for Mahomet-Seymour.
So Jason, now in Illinois we have 3 classes. We have 16 wrestlers at each weight, and we give 6 medals. In general, I think I am in favor of getting more kids to the state tournament, giving more medals, because when we were wrestling back in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, it was basically a single elimination tournament. If you lost, you really had no chance to wrestle back. Very few people.
Yeah, if you lost, you had to hope the kid that beat you would somehow make it to a placing match or keep going all the way to the finals in order to be able to wrestle back. And like I said, back in the day, they didn't seed the tournament. So there's a chance that a highly ranked kid could go out in the first or second round and not even have a chance to wrestle back.
Dampier with a quick takedown here, less than 10 seconds into the match, looking for that cross-face cradle. Wow, Dampier's got the cradle locked up in this first period of the sectional championship match.
And that might be a fall position right there.
Yeah.
That is tight, and his shoulder blades are down.
I'd like to see the bottom, Dampier's bottom knee get in the side. Oh, Bands is able to break the grip.
Yeah, I think if he would have hooked that leg, it would have kept him from rolling back and forth so much, and you might have been able to get the fall. Although, from our vantage standpoint, it did look like his shoulder blades are down.
Here it is
times.
again. Far side cradle takes him straight back.
So if he uses his left leg to hook.
Oh,
well,
there it is. First period fall for Dampier. Man,
I don't think you want to go bottom against him.
No. Man,
that's a tight cradle, and he was going for it every time.
I think that he has probably otherworldly strength. That was a pretty impressive period. I'd like to see his season summary and see how many matches went past the first period.
That's a tough number 5 kid in the state, man.
Yeah, and especially when you get to the state tournament, you don't know a lot of your opponents. He's going to, with that cradle, he's going to surprise people.
Yeah, I think if someone picks bottom, they might regret it.
So we still have a third place match going on. Blackburn from Mattoon, Powell from East St. Louis. First East St. Louis wrestler we've seen in a place match. There are 43 seconds left in the scoreless first period. Yeah, in the old 2-class system, you had a 24-man bracket, and the person who beat you had to make it all the way to the semifinals for you to get to wrestle back. In the 12-man Class A bracket I wrestled in, they had to make it to the championship match to even get a chance to wrestle back.
Yeah, I know my senior year, I wrestled the number 1 or 2 kid in the state. My second match. Had a close match with him. In the following match, he got upset, actually, and that ended my tournament. I never got a chance to wrestle back.
Yep.
That's just how it went.
Yep. Scoreless first period in our third place match. Blackburn will try and open the scoring on bottom.
It's good for the sport. More teams are able to send kids to state. More kids are able to go to state. You know, as someone that wrestled 20 years ago, I'm probably a little bitter. But it's good for the sport.
But we've
Anything to
also coached, and so being able to coach more athletes down at the state tournament is the trade-off. So, yep, I am okay with all the changes that have been made. I will say I'm probably the only person in the state who thinks that you could do one round of follow the leader, because that state weekend is so long with the full wrestle bags.
Yeah.
So escape and a takedown traded here in our third place match. Quick escape by Blackburn. It is now 2-2 with 1:13 left in the second period.
You know, for wrestlers that cut a lot of weight, that state tournament, you have to make weight twice. That's hard. Because it's not like you get a practice, a good hard practice to lose that weight. And that can take a toll on you. You see it at the college level for the NCAAs. Those guys that cut weight hard, you can see it affect them on the first day, because they know they can't overeat, they can't overdrink, because they still got to make weight again the next day. And that takes a toll on you in a 2 or 3 day tournament.
What I will say, a positive change in our sport, I know we've exchanged weight cutting stories in the past.
Yeah.
I think fewer kids cut a lot of weight. Where in our day wrestlers might have gone down that extra weight class, now kids are kind of staying up. They lose the 5 or 7 pounds and then stay, instead of losing the 10 or 13 to get to the next lowest weight class.
And I think that's good for the sport too. Losing weight like we did back in our day, that was just kind of a turnoff for a lot of kids. They didn't want to do it. Push kids out of the sport.
It makes it miserable.
Yeah.
You got to try and have – wrestling is so complicated and so hard, and you're going to practice and getting beat up every day, and now you got to add trying to cut massive amounts of weight. It's tough. Second period will end in our third place bout.
So this one's going to be one in the third period here. Let's see.
See who's got
Going
it.
Down. Is he going to want to cut him, or is he going to want to ride him out here?
Blackburn has scored 2 escapes. Powell's the one with the only takedown. Ooh, that is a first move, folks. If you go back and watch that, you watch Powell's escape. He was out in 2 or 3 seconds. That was pretty amazing.
As kids club coaches, that's what we want to see our kids do. It's easier said than done, though. That
was quick. So now Powell has a 1-point lead. Still plenty of time here for Blackburn. 135, he gets in on a leg, trying to corral Powell, but he can't. Powell's in on a shot of his own.
Wow. A lot of action.
Powell extends his lead at 5-2. That was a good exchange of shots. That was fun to see from Powell, that reattack.
So I don't think Powell's been warned for stalling, so I don't.
Gives up the position here.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have. I don't think I would have come out front so easily. I would have stayed behind.
Ooh, and a quick stalling call. Blackburn was in on the legs, took about 2 steps to drive Powell off. And Powell was warned for stalling. And he gives up a point.
So he has been warned. Or did he, for fleeing? Was it fleeing,
Let me check the score here.
But anyway,
I think that was a stall point.
Okay. So
I think that was kind of a cheap stall point, but it pulls Blackburn closer.
Yeah, now it's within a takedown again. That was a big point.
Powell's still pretty active, though. He tried an elbow shove there. Ooh, there's a tap and go by Blackburn. Powell, good defense here. Front headlock, spin around.
I'm wondering if Blackburn knew he didn't have, with all those stallings, if he could just take some shots, try to get him another stalling call, but maybe took a bad shot in the process.
It was almost a long sit to a switch there, and Blackburn might get a reversal. He at least gets an escape.
He got the escape.
25 seconds left.
I think if his feet were about 2 inches longer, he might have had the reverse there, yeah.
He will, Blackburn is going to cut Powell. So I think it is.
This is where those stalling calls are going to come into play here, because Blackburn is still pushing the action. If he keeps taking shots and pushing him out of bounds, you're going to see more stalling calls.
Powell just maybe should dive in on a leg and hold it. Ooh, getting a little loose with his positioning, arms swinging. But I don't think it's going to matter.
No.
Blackburn doesn't have anything in his back pocket.
So East St. Louis with the third place.
State qualifier.
Yep.
You know, this is a bittersweet wait for me. At the Morphew household, we're big fans of Braden Heinhold, who lost in wrestlebacks in this bracket. We would have loved to have seen him in that third place match. But those were two good wrestlers.
Yep.
4 good wrestlers at this weight going to state.
But I know Big Brother is going to be probably the #1 fan of Little Brother next weekend.
Yes. Okay, at 160, we have 2 honorable mention wrestlers. Ben Mitchell, a senior from Highland at 34-8, is wrestling Connor Jansen, a junior at 30-4 from Springfield Landfair. In the third place match, a sophomore from Champaign Centennial, Kodiak Pruitt at 29-12 against Isaiah Duckworth, a junior at 30-10 from Carbondale. So last week we commented about Urbana's old school singlets. Look at this singlet from Highland. I mean, that doesn't look like a replica. That legitimately looks like it's from 1988.
Yeah, is it made out of polyester?
It looks like it's straight out of Vision Quest. I think that's Loudon Swain's.
Yeah.
Loudon Swain's singlet is being worn by Ben Mitchell from Highland. It's pretty cool looking.
I love the old school stuff.
Higher cut in the legs, lower cut in the chest and the shoulders.
Also, please report to the awards area.
You know, I forgot to do. I wanted to wear my dad's wrestling shoes in the state championship match. They were the old school white leather Asics Tigers.
Asics Tigers. My dad had the same pair.
We still got them. They would have been a little big. I probably would have tripped and fallen on my face.
I follow some on Facebook. There's outlets that kind of sell used shoes. And it's kind of neat to see these old shoes that go for sale for $300-400 these days.
Well, you know, back when we were, the popular shoes were the Combat Speeds. There were the red and black. There were the orange and purple, I think. There's a pick attempt by Jansen from Landfair, fought off by Mitchell. Ooh, trying to get to a body lock. Jansen drives the action out. And then there was the Combat Speeds that were kind of the colors of Mitchell's shoes here, the teal and the pink and the yellow.
Yeah, ASIC had classics too. They had the split soles. They had the International Elites, 1 and 2s. Later they had the Gables, the Cale Standerson shoes.
The first expensive pair my parents bought me were in 8th grade. They had just come out, the Dan Gables. I grew up near the Iowa border, so we saw Iowa wrestling all over Iowa public television. These were actually black and royal blue, believe it or not.
Okay.
They had like kind of orangey red soles.
I think my first expensive pair were 8th grade. Also, I had the International Elite 2s.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome shoes.
Mitchell from Highland is able to find a near side cradle from the feet.
He's going to get the fall
55
here.
seconds
he's in
left.
Good position for the fall, and
good fight here from Jansen from Landfair.
The referee's looking for it. If he can post his head to keep him from rolling, I think he needs to maybe get off a hip and post it with his head. There,
get
that's
his
much
chest
better.
back on top.
There it is, I think.
So,
the
referee refuses to slap the mat. Man, this looks real. This looks like a fall here,
I would
folks.
like to see him post on his head, on his forehead more. He's kind of on his ear.
There it is. 24 seconds left in the period. Loudon Swain, Ben Mitchell, gets the fall and the sectional championship. On the third place match, we have a 3-2 score. Duckworth from Carbondale leading Pruitt from Champaign Centennial.
So, Nick, I think this next match on the finals is kind of one we've been looking forward to all day, right? Mm-hmm. And it includes a Mahomet wrestler, but I think most of the crowd here is excited for this one.
Yeah, at 170 in the first place match, All right, I went to the Bethalto Civic Memorial coaches, and I asked them how to spell it, and I think I wrote it down correctly. We have number 1 ranked Abe Wojciechowicz against number 2 ranked Brennan Hauser from Mahomet. That should be a great match. You know, we've seen Hauser all year. He's just a smooth operator. If I had to describe Hauser's wrestling, it's smooth. On his feet, on top. Everything looks so slick.
Yeah, what I enjoy about watching him wrestle, he goes from one move to another, to another, to another. There's no pause in between. If one move doesn't work, he's switching right off to another. And in the process, it just looks so smooth in the neutral position. In the top position, he goes from tilts from one side, tilts to another side. Mm-hmm. He's not afraid to go to his back to hit a move on top to try to get near fall or a pin. Looking forward to this match.
And this will have this will be a preview of that dual team matchup. Civic Memorial and Mahomet are wrestling each other for a chance to go to the team state duel. In the other duel that night, it will be Marion against Chatham Glenwood.
You know, if the seeds hold up, we got the number 1 and number 2 wrestlers. Say that holds up again next week at state, and then again at the dual meet. That'd be 3 times in a matter of, 8 or 9 days.
Yep.
Anything can happen.
And that might be an important match because Civic Memorial, I think that they had double-digit sectional qualifiers. The Bulldogs had 10. Civic Memorial is sending 7 kids to state, many of them top-ranked, a few of them top-ranked. The Bulldogs, the same kind of scenario. So it'll be interesting to see where the elite wrestlers match up between those two teams. Because if you have an elite wrestler against a borderline varsity wrestler, then, you know, that's going to be 6 points. But if you have 2 elite wrestlers match up, you know, you're looking for that 3-point decision. So,
yeah, and in those dual team matches like that, a lot of it too comes down. It's like a chess match. Who's the coach going to bring out for a certain match? Mm-hmm. That's going to determine who the other coach brings out for a certain match. So there's a lot of chess games involved. It's not just, hey, it's our 126 versus your 126. It's like, hey, we're going to bring out this guy at 126. What are you going to do now? Yep. Are you going to put in a backup? Are you going to bump somebody up, bump somebody down?
Yeah, there's a lot of
kind of comes down to that coin flip at the beginning of the match to see who's going to go first.
It determines who has to report to the table first. So, yeah, that's going to be a great matchup.
Well, and in this matchup right now, these guys are fighting for probably a number 1 seed, I would assume, at the state tournament. So the winner of this one, you know, theoretically would have an easier time to the finals of next week. Mm.
Yeah, you're talking about between Wojciechowicz and Hauser, yes. Yep.
So they're fighting for a sectional championship. They're also fighting for a possible number 1 seed at the tournament next week.
All right, we have an injury or a blood stoppage here on our 3rd place match. I think this would be a great opportunity to go to commercial and hear from some of our great sponsors.
For 150 years, you've believed in Busey. You dreamed of owning your first home. You partnered with us to customize a plan. You started a business. You trusted us to guide you through the ups and downs. You wanted to leave a legacy. You allowed us to bring your life. We thank you for the opportunity to serve you and your family for generations. Busey, fulfilling dreams since 1868.
All right, we are back to 160 pounds here. This is our 3rd place match. Our 1st place match finished in a fall. Here on the 3rd place match, we have Kodiak Pruitt from Champaign Centennial and Isaiah Duckworth from Carbondale. It is currently 5-2 in favor of Duckworth. You know, at the beginning of the broadcast, we talked about just the number of wrestlers that go on to college from this sectional. And one of those, Cam Caffey, the Michigan State, is at 184. Wrestled for Carbondale. Just an explosive, exciting wrestler.
He's fun to watch. He's trouble for anybody. Mm-hmm. he's so unorthodox, and he can come out of any position. There's a fall.
Duckworth from Carbondale with the fall to earn the 3rd place medal.
You know, and Nick, just locally too, a lot of these kids go to Millikan University in Decatur, and they're one of the top programs in all Division III right now. And their coaches are here today. They were here at our regional last week.
Yep, and rightfully so. We've said it a bunch of times. There's so much talent here. Yeah, Millikan, I wrestled for Lawrence University in Appleton, Wisconsin. Sadly, they don't have their program anymore. And when I was there at Lawrence, Millikan, I think their program might have went away for a year or two and then came back. So they were just starting to build back up in the early 2000s when I was wrestling.
Yeah, I remember getting recruited there. Their coaches came to watch me wrestle a few times and had some conversation. Ended up not doing anything in college personally, but
and you went to Illinois Wesleyan, right?
I did.
They had wrestling.
They did back in the 80s and maybe early 90s. They don't have it anymore, but they're also in that same conference as Millikan. I would love to see Wesleyan get a team back, but I understand why they don't. But that CCIW is a pretty tough Division III conference these days.
Augustana, North Central. Wheaton, yep. Probably maybe University of Chicago, Elmhurst.
A
lot of
North Park, maybe. It's been a while.
I wrestled all those schools.
Yeah.
back.
Well, here we go. This is one of probably one of the most anticipated matches of the day.
Number 1, Abe Wojciechowicz, 36-0, junior from Civic Memorial against Brennan Hauser, a junior at 39-6. Number 1 versus number 2. Now, is that a Civic Memorial singlet? It looks navy and orange. Oh, there's Hauser with
definitely a singlet we haven't seen all day. It's kind of cool looking.
Hauser with a shot. Wojciechowicz tried to get in on a reshot.
So Wojciechowicz just keying in on that elbow, making sure Hauser can't spin behind it all. He's okay here, clamping on that elbow at the edge of the mat. Probably nothing. He's in no real danger here. And they're just going to go out of bounds.
1:28 left in this first period.
I figured, two highly ranked guys, you're going to see probably the first 30, 40 seconds just kind of feeling each other out.
Hauser is very good with that outside elbow control. That was about the only shot he would hit his freshman year, controlling that elbow to that high crotch. Wojciechowicz, good inside position. Hauser trying to scramble around for a reattack. Nice takedown from Hauser.
Beautiful.
Again,
it's just that chain wrestling that he does from one move to another. It's so slick, and he was able to end up on a low single, kept his toes in for the 2.
Hauser, very good on top, but it looks like he's – I thought the ref was signaling that they were going to go on their feet. Now, here's where the Bulldogs have been so effective over the past couple years, tilting opponents, and those cheap back points are so huge if you can get them in a big match like this. Wojciechowicz, however, able to get to his feet and get out. Hauser can work from distance. Hauser trying to control that elbow again. Contrast in styles. Wojciechowicz likes to bury his head in there, get tight. Hauser trying to run around. He's got the near ankle.
He's back down on the single.
Oh, Wojciechowicz dives and get Hauser's ankle.
Hauser's going to come out on top here. Maybe some near fall. Nope, no near fall.
But just great high-level wrestling from both wrestlers there.
Wojciechowicz, he's taking a shot, but Hauser's just not letting him anywhere near his legs, and he's able to counter that shot to a reshot every time.
Good rubber leg out, but Hauser follows.
Hauser's on his hip, but he's in good position on the edge of the mat. I don't think he's going to get any near fall here, but he's okay on the edge of the mat.
Wojciechowicz digging the legs out and does and gets the escape. Wow.
Smart. Let him have one, not 2. Much better to give up 1 there at the end of the period than 2.
It's too bad it was right at the end of the period. Those are the points that you don't want to give up. Wojciechowicz cuts the deficit to 2.
Hauser with 2 takedowns that first period. He's feeling good if they end up on their feet again. Wojciechowicz gets an escape. Hauser's going to feel pretty good.
Hauser looks like he prefers the chop, and wasn't effective against Wojciechowicz. Now only a 1 point. Oh, Hauser tries to slide by. Wojciechowicz drops in on a single.
He's got a heavy hip. He's got the whizzer. He's going to keep that whizzer. Is he going to try to come out front?
Good battle here. Wojciechowicz trying to limp arm out. Hauser's lost the leverage on,
He's
but
going to spin behind. This might be careful with the knee
yeah,
here. The refs,
Hauser turned
the ref's looking at the knee.
now it's toes to nose. Who's got the ankles? Who's got the head up? Stalemate.
That's a position we see so much at the college level now in those scramble situations. Ref's going to call it stalemate, though. You know, we told you a lot of people were looking forward to this match, and you can see the crowd, everybody standing up on their feet.
Yes, all eyes are on this championship match. Oh, there's Wojciechowicz in on that single again. Hauser with the whizzer. Wojciechowicz trying to shelf or table that leg. Ooh, gets Hauser off balance and gets the takedown, takes the lead at 5-4 with 1 minute left in the second period.
This is a big escape. This would tie the match going into the third period if he can escape here.
Ooh, Wojciechowicz gets that leg in.
Yep. And he's elevating, he's lifting. You know, this is probably a position Hauser hasn't been in too much this season. On his belly with someone with a leg in. He's going to have to work up to try to get to his base. He's got to get that leg out. So what he's going to do, he might try to point his toe, kick that leg through.
Yeah, Wojciechowicz is just kind of on the hips, though. He hasn't really shown.
Yep, and the ref hit him with the stalling.
No, he hit Hauser with the stalling. That's tough.
Interesting.
I've seen that before. I don't know if I like that with the legs in.
There's not much Hauser could do in that position.
Well, the Mahomet coaches are not going to choose down.
No, that was a big ride. 55 seconds. I think Bledden's going to talk about that stalling call.
Yep.
He's going to say, I don't know what else my wrestler can do in that position.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is I don't know how effective going to the table will be in this situation because stalling, refs don't like to be questioned on that.
That was a big ride to end that period. That's 55 seconds of good ride time. And it's going to change Hauser's mindset. What do? Do you go down again or do you go on your feet?
I think you got to go neutral.
And he's going to go neutral. That's what a good effective ride will do.
1 versus 2, a 1 point match going into this third period.
So right now we have 2 takedowns for Hauser, 1 takedown and 3 escapes.
Ooh, Hauser tried to throw that elbow. He was off balance. Wojciechowicz is able to get across, but his foot went out. Oh, but they give the 2. Dang. Hauser tried to elevate that elbow, tried that slick duck under he does. Wojciechowicz just fell into the legs, was able to cut across for the double. Hauser, when he tried that crotch lift, was trying to get Wojciechowicz to get out of bounds. Couldn't get enough of his body out to get the action stopped. Now there's 1:31 left in this third period.
Tell you what, when Wojciechowicz takes a shot and gets those legs, he doesn't let go. He's been pretty good at finishing them the last 2 periods. He's going to put in those boots again, stretch them out. This is a tough position. It's going to eat clock. There's not much you can do.
And Hauser's takedowns were actually re-attacks that he fended off from Wojciechowicz. So we haven't seen Hauser set up and take a shot in this match. Man, I'd love to see these two in the state championship match next week as well. Good, effective leg ride here from the Civic Memorial wrestler.
Yeah, he's looking for a turn. He's working for wrist. He's looking for crossface. They may call a stalemate. Yep. It's probably the best thing for Hauser in that situation. He's got to have the first move here.
Yeah.
He cannot afford to get another leg in. He's got to go elbows in, stop that leg from getting in, and get to his feet. The elbow's got to come in here.
He did not do that. Coach Ledden calls that closing the doors. Hauser gets to his feet, gets hand control, going to try a standing switch.
Well,
he's down 2 now. 28 seconds left.
2-point match. Hauser's had 2 takedowns, but he's got his 2 takedowns off of reshots. So let's see if he can.
I think Hauser needs to shoot from distance here. Well, Wojciechowicz goes in pretty safely on the edge of the mat. 14 seconds left. Hauser should probably just step out. 8 seconds left. Hauser down 2. Number 1,
You gotta
Age.
anticipate probably a low single off the whistle here.
Yep, you can see Wojciechowicz ready to back up there. Come on, Hauser, take a shot.
Take a chance.
3
You got
seconds.
nothing to lose here. Nope.
Oh, good battle from those two. I hope we get to see that again in the state championship match.
Yeah, I tell you what, Hauser had 2 takedowns, but I think what hurt is he struggled getting off the bottom. And that's something that I guarantee Ledden and Hauser will work on this week.
Yeah, and he's got the practice partners to practice those situations. Maybe bump up and have Mateo Casillas put the legs in on him.
Yeah. The best way to defend the legs is just don't let them in, right? I mean, once they're in, it's tough to get out of. You got to get those elbows in, get to a stand-up, and not let those legs in.
The other option is just to have that explosive first move to get to your feet. We didn't see that from Hauser, so he's got to close those doors. Moving on to 182, another highly ranked Civic Memorial wrestler. Colton Carlisle, a senior at 38-2, is facing off against Jordan Kleins, a senior from Triad. Kleins is honorable mention. This was a fall to Carlisle in the regional championship match last week. On the third place mat, we have Jared Schaefer, a senior at 34-3 from Mount Vernon, facing Luca Thies, a junior from Jacksonville at 32-10.
Is this Jacksonville's first wrestler we've seen today?
I think
Possibly.
so.
Yeah.
Oof. Carlisle, physical snap.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, you think he plays football?
Yeah. Lots of action, man. The 182 in our regional, which no one from our regional is represented in the. Oh, there's a shot from Carlisle, gets the takedown. They were all well-built kids at 182 in the Mahomet regional. Man, 182. You got to be an athlete to compete in this weight class.
Yeah. These are horses down there, man. They guys well-built, and they come at you hard.
When I was coaching, right out of college, I was brash enough to wrestle some of the upper weights, even pretty decent upper weights. But now, if I go into the high school room, I have a rule. I do not wrestle anyone heavier than me. Kleins gets the escape. Carlisle with a left side high crotch. Defended
well.
by.
Yeah, defended well.
Hines.
Reshot.
Yeah.
You said this match ended in a fall last week?
Yeah. Oh, snap. Snap and go behind from Carlisle. 4-1 now, 25 seconds left in the first period. I wonder if, so these Civic singlets, they look Tennessee orange and navy blue to me.
I can't tell if it's blue or black.
And their
Because
school
their colors are purple and
gold,
red,
yes.
yellow, right?
I wonder if this is some kind of retro callback reference. Like maybe there were before Civic Memorial, there were 2 different schools, and one was orange and blue or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Folks, if you haven't noticed, I'm very much into uniforms, critiquing singlets. I think our kids' club singlets are pretty darn sharp.
Yeah.
At the kids' level, there are some pretty ugly singlets, but our kids at least look good. They might not wrestle the best all the time.
Yeah. Those little kids, they wear their singlets all day long in the stands, walking around.
No shirt, no shorts.
no.
Yeah, singlets all the time. Ooh, Hines almost catches Carlisle on his back. Carlisle's up 7-1 now, 134 left.
There's a near fall. Got enough for a two, I think. Yeah.
And he's getting more. I think it's, did he get more? No, 9 to 1.
I think he
Okay.
just got a 1 count there.
1:10 left in the second period. After that 170-pound bout, the energy in the gym kind of dropped a bit.
Yeah, everybody went to go sit back down. You know, that bout, that's a key bout for the team in a week and a half too.
Yeah.
That's very much a swing match that could lead whatever team gets that victory to a victory.
So we have another 1 versus 2 matchup coming up in our 220-pound weight class. Weltha from Bloomington and Summers from, I believe, Waterloo. Yes, Waterloo. Carlisle in control here. 30 seconds left in the second period.
This is kind of a smart, methodical match. He's not doing anything to put himself in bad position. He's getting good takedowns. He's riding really well. He's not getting hit for stalling. I don't know if I'd go for an inside cradle there. He let go of it.
Good knee slide there from Klein.
And again, it's just a nice breakdown in the period.
Heading into this third period of the 182-pound championship match. Once again, these championship wrestlers will be seeded at the state tournament. They earn points based on past performance at the state tournament and then current season win totals.
There's more near fall. He's got a 2 count at least. I don't know if he'll pin him there.
Ooh, watch the knee, watch the knee.
Yep. I think Ron Coit saw that knee from the other side. Let the head referee know about it.
Carlisle adds 2 more near fall. 1:44 left in this third period. He is up 11 to 1.
Is he trying for a chicken wing? And I can't.
Yeah, I might
quite
maybe on
see
the.
that
I
other
can't tell
side.
from our camera angle either. Nope, just digging
He's got
out
a
wrist.
Yeah. Which is smart. He's staying on the side. He's working for a turn. Still hasn't been hit for stalling. He's done a lot of riding this match. Finally gets hit for stalling.
Oh,
bottom guy
man.
get hit for stalling.
Climbs to a knee slide, gets to his feet. Good return from Carlisle.
The bottom guy's thinking, I don't know what to do. He's got my wrist. He's putting pressure on me. I can't. He's just not able to get any back pressure. Staying heavy on the hands from the top position.
.46 seconds left. In the 195-pound match, we will see our Bulldog, number 2 ranked Mateo Casillas, with only 1 loss on the year. He will be wrestling Anthony Curry, who's number 5 ranked from Bloomington. They will meet for the 62nd time this year.
Yeah. What does he have? 7 losses or something, and 5 are
Yeah,
to Mateo? But what it tells you is, these Central Illinois schools like Bloomington and Mahomet, they go to these tough tournaments. They see each other a lot. They get out of the area. They go to Chicago. They go to St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
They do a lot of traveling to find the best competitions, and oftentimes they end up seeing each other there.
Yep. Yeah, I think they met in the Granite City and Sycamore tournament. And so there's your champion, Colton Carlisle from Civic Memorial. Another win for Civic.
Awards area, please, for your award winners at 170 pounds. In 4th place, from Pascuda, Logan
Man, seeing these Civic kids,
In 3rd place,
I hope that the Bulldogs have some magic in 10 days.
Yeah, how many champions is that for Civic today?
I'd have
3
to
or
sit
4?
down and count it. Probably 3 at least, I would think.
In Mahomet, we don't have
A champion yet.
champion yet. Hoping to get our first one this next match.
Yes. So as we mentioned, Mateo Casillas, a junior at 48-1, number 2 ranked, is wrestling Anthony Curry, a senior from Bloomington, at 31-7. Over on the third place match, we have Aiden Taylor, a junior from Carbondale, and Aiden Spurgeon, a senior.
And we will not see a 195 championship.
Oh.
Curry defaults,
Mateo Casillas.
so Mateo is your champion.
Well, so that means Mateo will probably be the number 2 seed at the state tournament. The number 1 wrestler will be Donnie Hidden from Washington, who Mateo wrestled in the IWCOA state finals last year. Lost in overtime. I have cleared my Saturday. I plan on going to the state finals. I hope to see, well, multiple Mahomet wrestlers in the championship match, but Mateo, Brennan Hauser, hopefully we can celebrate some state champions. The last state champion was, I think, 09 Andrew Brewer.
I think it was.
Won, maybe it was even the 171-pound weight class back then.
It was. And prior to Andrew, you got to go back to my freshman year in high school, and I think Ryan Berger was the most recent state champion prior to Andrew. At that time, it was Mahomet was 2A,
right?
And Ryan had won state as a junior in single A the year before, and then my freshman year, Ryan's senior year, we switched from A to double A, and Ryan won it in double A as well. He was one of the first, maybe the first wrestler to win an A and a double A championship. I want to say he was the last champion prior to Andrew.
That sounds about right. I actually got to meet Ryan Berger in my late 20s because he was here in Mahomet for a short period of time, played some rugby with him. Great guy.
Yeah, I've known Ryan a long time. Back when I was probably 6 or 7, and my babysitter lived across the street from Ryan. So I've known Ryan most of my life. He's out in California right now.
Marine biologist, right?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, a lot of Central Illinois kids become marine biologists. Yeah. No, Ryan's a great guy. He's a great mentor. He has been coaching out in California.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's good.
I would love to get him back in Central Illinois to help out around here, but we'll see.
There's no blue whales here in Lake of the Woods.
No, no.
All right, so a hard takedown by Aiden Spurgeon from Mattoon. He is up 4-1 at the end of this first period. This Aiden Taylor from Carbondale, I'm assuming he's the brother of Aaron Taylor from Carbondale, who graduated a couple years ago. Aaron Taylor was a multiple-time state place winner. I was always super impressed with his motor and his toughness. He was one of my favorite wrestlers to watch a couple years ago. We'll get to see if the younger Taylor has that same motor and aggressiveness here in this match. Taylor has an opening, turns and faces. It's 4-2 now with 1:38 left in this second period. So, Jason, what was your most memorable sectional match or memory? Let's do your best one, not maybe the most.
Well, my senior year, back when we were in school, we had to take top 3. There was no top 4 going to state. You had to take top 3. I was fortunate enough to go to state 3 times. But in doing so, I found myself in the third place match in section 3 times.
Yeah.
My senior year, I wrestled a kid from Bloomington who I had pinned earlier in the year. I think maybe even tech pinned earlier in the year. But we ended up going into overtime. And,
senior going into overtime to go to state. Yeah, there's
a lot of pressure. You put a lot of pressure on yourself as a senior at this tournament in particular. For so many kids, it could be your last match at any time, and I think you feel the weight of that. Now, we always went to team state.
Yeah.
So we would keep
we always
wrestling.
went to team state.
Yeah, I say it like it's no big deal, right? But yeah, it took overtime, and tell you what, after I got the takedown in overtime, I was so tired I couldn't even stand up. I just think the relief of finally. But yeah, what about you, Nick?
So I wrestled for Class A Erie Prophetstown. I'm from the same hometown as Brett Bielema. And we wrestled in that good Class A Northern Sectional. And I was wrestling, my sophomore year, I was wrestling a guy from Oregon who had beaten me twice that year in the sectional semifinal. And we were tied 3-3, a tough match, 10 seconds left. And I saw him stand up in his stance a little bit. And before I could even register that, my reptile wrestling brain had already told my body to shoot a double leg, and I had a half, and before I knew it, I was looking up at the clock, and I was getting back points, and I ended up winning 8-3.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw him stand up, and then the next thing I know, I'm in a half Nelson position. Don't know how I got there.
So do your parents have that on video?
I think that sorry, that was a little loud. The camera person, my mom, just cut that out of the shot because she might have looked up to watch the match.
My parents have all of my wrestling videos on 8 millimeter video, and it's a lot different these days. Everything's in high definition, and back in our day it was kind of grainy. Yeah.
Mom, if you're listening and watching to the broadcast, yes, I did bash your camera. Most of the home videos, they're so shaky because Mom is so nervous trying to watch the matches. As a coach dad now, I think I'm starting to understand the nervousness.
Yeah, that was always my mom's role, and that was her way of channeling her nervousness, was being behind the camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, as fathers of kids club wrestlers now, you're trying to coach, but you're also you get worked up because that's your son out there. And
Yep.
And my wife is new to the sport, and she's learning, but she's nervous when she sees our kid go out there.
Hey, speaking of wives, here's a broadcasting tip for you, Jason. You should always acknowledge how great your wife is in front of the world.
I'm sure she's listening.
Yes. Thank you to our wives, Gina and Carrie, for running the household, letting us coach the broadcast.
We had our 9th anniversary this week.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah. So happy anniversary.
You couldn't time it to be on Valentine's Day?
That would have been a lot of presents.
Yeah. All right. So in this third place match, Aiden Spurgeon from Mattoon is going to win 10-4. And now we have another one of our marquee matches. Number 1, Summers from Waterloo. Jordan Summers at 39-0, a senior, against another senior, Jack Weltha from Bloomington at 31-2. Summers number 1, Weltha number 2.
Yeah, you're going to see some big boys here. I got a feeling these two do some squats in the weight room.
I have a feeling we're going to hear someone hit the mat hard.
Yeah, you got some good athletes out here right now.
There's going to be some explosions.
I know Weltha is one of the top football players in the Bloomington Normal area. This year, his past senior year. You're going to see some high athleticism out there.
Is this our first Waterloo wrestler we've had in the finals?
I think it is, yeah.
Normal West coach Adam Richards trying to get your attention, Jason. I think he wants to hop on the headset.
He wants to be a special guest.
He knows these Bloomington wrestlers. He spent a long time at Bloomington coaching.
Yeah, Adam's a great guy. He likes to give me a hard time.
Looks like we have a injury default or medical forfeit over on the third place match.
I mean, as we predicted, these two right off the whistle, they're going at each other hard. Both fighting for inside ties, taking shots.
Oh, nice misdirection.
Yeah.
Low shot from Summers, slides his head to the outside, a double good hips from Weltha. Oh, and Summers throws him by, gets the takedown.
Almost like he was hipping in so hard, he kind of backed off a little bit and he almost fell forward.
Yeah, it was like a matador, just stepped to the side. Weltha we saw do some pretty good post double legs in the regional championship match last week. So Summers gets what looked to be an easy takedown in the end. That was just the first minute of this match. There's the Wealtha with that post double. Man, Summers really leads that lead leg.
He's almost baiting you to shoot in, isn't he?
Oh, there's a nice outside shot, yeah.
Wealtha tried to fight it off, but that was just a deep shot.
So yes, the technique is there, but Summers is very quick for this weight class.
Yep.
So we'll see if that quickness continues to give Wealtha problems. Banana splits taken out of bounds with 17 seconds left in this first period. Number 1 ranked Summers up 4-1. Wealtha would love to get a point here at the end.
On top here.
Summers gets a chop, stops Wealtha's first move. 10 seconds now left in this first period. Wealtha's still in good position here.
Yeah, he's trying to tripod up. Summers is staying so heavy on those hands.
Oh, Wealtha.
Hip heist.
Yeah.
Not going to get the one.
I think he was too late on it.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think they're going to give it to him.
No.
And Waterloo's coaches aren't happy about that call, and I don't blame him. That was kind of that's a tough judgment call. Well,
yeah,
they're not going to challenge.
Yeah, well,
you can't challenge, but they're not going to argue it, I guess. That was a good hip heist. Wealtha, he wasn't able to get the tripod, so he just popped his hips up and was able to turn in for a quick escape right at the end of the period.
So do you know Wealtha's plans? Is he doing football or wrestling in college?
I really don't know. I know he has a sister who's a heck of a basketball player in Division III, but I don't know what he's going to do.
You know, being a Division III wrestler, I would like to urge people to not overlook Division III wrestling. Good movement here from Wealtha. Good escape there.
I know we talked about Milliken being here, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's other Division III scouts here, coaches here, scouting some of this talent.
I understand wanting to go Division I for the prestige and challenging yourself, but man, if you can go to a Division III team, either one of these guys would instantly be a starter and maybe could even be an All-American in their freshman year. You know, good sweep from Summers, good hips from Wealtha.
He's circling outside. Now he's going to cut across for a double. Good technique.
Yes.
That's how you teach it.
Yeah. Summers has been impressive here. He's up 6-3.
Yeah, he's got an arsenal on his feet. We've seen him take singles, doubles. It's pretty impressive. And he's a tough rider.
Yep, and taking shots to both sides.
Yeah.
Wealtha with a 2-on-1 wrist. Let's go.
Wealtha trying to figure out what his offense can be to score here.
There's a reshot.
This might be a good chance for him.
Oh,
well, he drags out of it. Oh, no
Wealtha, good circle. Oh.
Yeah. Summers with a good drag. Didn't quite work, and Wealtha was able to counter for a shot, but he's not going to score there. They're probably just going to come back out.
Yeah.
Start fresh. Well, Wealtha's going to push him at the edge of the mat, but
Summers drops in.
Yeah.
Is he going to get a double here on the edge? Oh my gosh. Oh, Wealtha breaks
Wealtha fought out of it. Couple strong boys.
Wow. To force what Summers did was he forced himself under on that double, kept his back straight, and then came to his feet with an athlete like Wealtha pushing his hips on him.
That's a lot of strength.
Yeah. It's 6-4 going into our third period. Wealtha is not out of this, although from Summers' body language, he might be starting to fade a little bit here.
It's only a 2-point match. I know we've talked about the takedowns that Summers has got, but it's only a 2-point match.
That's what you worry about when you're dominating everyone, and you get into a match with a worthy opponent. Do you have the fitness?
You don't wrestle a lot of full periods or full matches. You get a lot of tech falls, a lot of pins.
Wealtha with that inside leg in.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what move he would want to do here. Yeah, I think he just better get back on top.
Summers stands up.
Looks like he was trying for an outside cradle of some sort, but Summers stood up to prevent that from happening.
Yep, Wealtha with the mat return. Summers trying to sit. Action out of bounds. 1:27 left in the third period. So if you're the Bloomington coaches, I guess you're hoping for a turn. There's 1:27 left. You're down 2.
I know the Bloomington wrestling room, they practice a lot of those cradles. He might look for some kind of outside cradle here.
Switch attempt from Summers, stopped by Wealtha. Wealtha draping over, like you said, maybe looking for that cradle.
Might be looking for an outside cradle. There it is.
No.
Oh, he couldn't lock it up, though.
But he's, there's that hard mat return we talked about.
We knew we were going to hear it, right?
Yeah.
Just a matter of time. But he is getting heavy and high on the top position, looking for Summers to step up with that right leg, and he's cross-facing and trying to come under that leg for a cradle. Hasn't been able to get it locked up, though. He got close. Wealtha, caution on top.
Wealtha has a minute 14 to work.
That's caution bottom. That's his second one, I think. Or was that a different match?
We've seen a lot
I'm
of
losing
wrestling.
my train of thought, yeah. It's at least his first one. I was thinking it might be his second.
Wealtha with a spiral, knee in the side, cross
He's still
face.
draping over like he wants to try some
He wants that cradle.
But he doesn't have he doesn't have a good cross face. It's just kind of across his chin.
Yeah.
And
Wealtha
Summers
might
is
have a
able to-
near side. Wealtha driving in, trying to get the near side cradle. 50 seconds left. Oh. Wealtha's now on the leg. Now could this be a stalling call if Wealtha doesn't improve? 40 seconds left. Summers fights off Wealtha's cradle attempt.
They're on the edge of the mat. Let's see. Well, the ref's going to let
If you're
him wrestle
Wealtha,
here.
do you get the restart? Yeah, call him off. 29 seconds left for Wealtha. He is down 2.
I think you got to keep riding him, right?
Yep.
If you let him up, then you're down 3, and a takedown's not going to happen. So you got to keep riding him, and you're going to try to get it. You're going to try to get a near fall, and I think Gardner's telling him keep trying for that cradle. To do so, you got to get high, and you got to get a good cross face, and I don't think he's had a great cross face.
Ooh.
That's bottom.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the referee missed a.
So are they going to reset
there.
the clock to 29 seconds though?
It was definitely caution bottom. The referee didn't catch it, but the
Whoa.
associate referee saw it.
Now, well, we haven't really seen a great takedown from Wealtha.
So now you do have the option to let him up.
I think the referees are checking the clock. It should be 29, not that they are listening to us, but the clock will not change. Maybe the ref will count it.
So what's Bloomington going to want to do here? Is he going to want to let him up? He's only down 1, so he can let him up and go for a takedown to tie it. How much time are they going to put back on the clock? Are they going to let maybe they just won't start it right away?
Yeah, maybe they'll do a 4 count.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing a 4 count. Okay.
Wealtha, with the leg in, trying to cross face, but Summers
that was a good
fights
effort,
it
though.
off.
That was a good effort, though.
That will seal.
He went forward. He didn't get it. Summers was able to counter and get the reversal, but you like the effort.
Yeah.
You go for broke. It didn't work.
All right, another potential championship rematch next weekend. Jordan Summers from Waterloo wins this round. He improves to 40-0 on the season. Wealtha takes his 3rd loss.
Those two are going to have a lot of respect for each other after this match. They might see each other again next week.
Yeah, this week when you're training, well, not that you can get in any better shape or push it any harder in 3 days of practice, but that's who you're thinking about in training all this week.
Yep.
What is that guy doing to get better? What do I need to do? Our first place match in heavyweight will be Robert Hull, a junior at 14-4 from Springfield, and Alex Hamrick, a junior at 46-2 from Chatham-Glenwood. Hamrick is ranked number 2. Robert Hull I could not find in the rankings, and he's here in the sectional championship match. So he has been overlooked so far this season, it seems. Yeah. He only has 18 matches,
he hasn't
though.
Had a lot of matches. These two probably would have been in the same regional, correct?
That's true. This was a fall to Hamrick last week. So we got some traffic on the mat. I would not be standing there with these heavyweights about to start. Over in the third place match, we have Logan Cooper from Civic Memorial and Kane Gunn, a junior from Marion. Hamrick looking for a slide by here. Double underhook here from Hull, driving Hamrick back. Hamrick regains the position. Now Hull's trying to hip toss. Hamrick to a body lock.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he didn't.
I was ready for a body lock to his back, and it didn't happen.
Oh, nice. Throw by to catch the leg. An underhook throw by to the single, and Hamrick gets the takedown with 1:10 left in this first period. Hamrick is able to get Hull.
I don't think this is going to last much longer.
Yeah, there's the fall. First period fall. Hamrick from Glenwood, sectional champion. You know, Jason, we're seeing all these wrestlers. They're the state qualifiers. Their season's going on. But, I mean, congratulations to all the wrestlers that have wrestled here this week. If I've learned anything from starting to coach kids, it's that wrestling, in addition to being really hard physically and mentally, is really complicated. And it takes a lot of years to even get to this level to become a sectional qualifier.
Well, and you think about all the, I guess you may call it adversity, these kids have gone through the last couple of years dealing with the pandemic. Yes. They haven't had the typical seasons that they normally would. And, you know, it's tough. You got 4 years of high school, and when 2.5 years are dealing with wrestling in a pandemic, it's unfortunate, but you know they've powered through it, and now they're finally going to get a chance to go back to the Assembly Hall next week.
Yes, the Assembly Hall or the State Farm Center.
Sorry,
you're showing your age again.
Yes,
we're showing our age. Yeah, 3-day tournament, 6 medalists in each weight class.
So remind me, Nick, do they start Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon?
No, I think it has to be morning. With full wrestlebacks now. It starts Thursday morning. And they usually keep the classes separated, like Class A will go first, then 2A and 3A for the first couple rounds before everyone comes together. 0-0 match in our third place bout.
And I know one of the big changes they made since we were in school too is you buy a ticket for assigned seating, right? You know, back in our day, it was a free-for-all.
Yes.
Who could get in the State Farm Center first and reserve a bunch of seats? Who had the most coats they could lay on the seats? You know, that was always just a mess.
I had a friend that I came down with my 8th grade year, first time I came to the state tournament, and we were small 8th graders. We snuck up to the front of the line. People had probably been standing there for an hour. As soon as the doors opened, we ran and we got front row seats right in front of the Class A mats.
Well, and I tell you, it's always cold that weekend. No matter what the weather is the weekend before state, and no matter what the weather is the weekend after state, the weekend in state is cold. And those guys would stay in line for an hour, 2 hours to get good seats to watch their kids, watch their team. And then when those gates opened, it was just
mad rush.
Yeah.
You know what? One change I do not like. Before the finals, they play this video. Now, the video itself, great, very nice video, very well done. However, it brings the energy level in the Assembly Hall down. You know, before the finals, back in the old days, people would get rowdy. There were chants. When that Grand March came, the crowd exploded. There's just not the energy for the Grand March anymore because of the video they play beforehand.
There'd be beach volleyballs.
Yes.
And everybody going crazy. Yeah.
So that's one change I would make is like the video is really nice, but man, we need people to be rowdy for that Grand March. When you walk out of that tunnel, we need people to feel it.
It's pretty, for those of you who have not been to the Assembly Hall or the State Farm Center for a Grand March, you got to do that. It's maybe the best in the country.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
And our own Coach Ledden here in Mahomet has been a Grand Marshal a couple years ago. Maybe it was in 2016, 2017. He was a Grand Marshal. IWCOA Hall of Fame inductee.
And Nick, you were in the Grand March.
Yes.
You were one of the few.
Yeah. Yes, I wrestled Justin Clubb from Stillman Valley in the state championship match. Yeah. I definitely took it all in. I knew what I was about to do, and so yeah, it was a great experience.
I was in the state finals, Grand March, three times in junior high. Little different atmosphere, but still memories.
It's
I'll
still
never
cool,
forget.
yeah. 4-0 lead here for Cooper from Civic Memorial. Last match of this Class 2A sectional.
So this is going to be another big potential matchup between Mahomet and Civic Memorial come the team sectional in about a week and a half.
Yeah, our heavyweight Camden Harms lost in the blood round to the Marion wrestler. But, Harms is a very solid heavyweight. This Bethalto heavyweight looks pretty athletic. Harms is a good athlete. Yeah, I'd have to see all the matchups on paper, but, man, Civic has been impressive this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to come down to decisions and major decisions and potential near falls, and every point's going to count.
Yeah.
It could be one of those where it may come down to 1 or 2 points, those swing matches at a couple different weights. Who's going to be up by 7 and extend it to get up by 8? Who's going to be up by 8 and then fall to a 6 or 7 point lead? So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and when I started coaching here in Mahomet, that first year I got to coach on the staff that made it to team state, and I'd never experienced anything like a team sectional. That is a rowdy environment. It's really exciting. It was pretty awesome to be a part of.
Yeah, my junior year in high school, you had to win twice in team sectionals when I was in school, and we wrestled LaSalle, Peru, and we were both ranked, I don't know, top 10 or something, and our team was up by 2, and it came down to me as the last match.
Oh my gosh!
So it was I win, we win. If I lose, we lose.
Yeah.
And fortunately, it was a kid I had wrestled a couple times throughout the year and had some success. I think I ended up with a major decision, but that was an experience I'll never forget.
Yeah.
LaSalle Peru brought, I think, a bus or 2 bus loads of fans.
Yeah.
And so when we got on the mat, they're all yelling at me. It was a fun experience. I was nervous, man. Having that pressure come down to me. But
and as a lightweight, usually you're not in that position.
No, but they started at I think they started at 140, and I was at 130 all season. But they bumped me up to 135 for that particular dual meet, and so I was the last one. So as I was winning, our fans went crazy, and we still but we still had to win another dual meet that night. That was just the first one.
Yep. I forget pre-pandemic. Do they draw a weight for the state finals?
I don't know.
I think they started doing that. I wonder what the state finals start at this year. If I'm going to be honest, I would love it to start at like 160. See Hauser wrestle at 170, Mateo wrestle at 195.
Yeah, just selfishly would.
Yep.
That'd be. Let's
see if I can find it here on the IHSA page. We are winding down to.
And that's going to do it.
That's going to do it. The last match of this 2A sectional. Well, we saw some of the best in the state. Hopefully we see a lot of these rematches next weekend. Thank you for joining us. Once again, I am Nick Morphew, a former coach at Champaign Centennial and here in Mahomet. Joining me was Jason Johnston, Mahomet alum, former coach at Bloomington. We appreciate you listening and watching. Before we head out, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Andrew White Dentistry, Busey Bank, Christie Clinic, D1 Networks, FedEx of Champaign, Jackson Quality Construction, Subway of Mahomet, the Mahomet-Seymour Athletic Boosters, First State Bank of Forest, and BSN Sports. So, Jason, hey, I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning bright and early for a kids tournament.
Yes, it's going to be another long day. Super Bowl Sunday, but before we get to the Super Bowl, we got some wrestling first.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us, and have a great rest of your weekend.